So if you have a casement window and you want to stay cool in the summer, I know how difficult it is to install the air conditioner using the standard panels that it comes with. You've got to stick the hose out of the window and it just doesn't look very good. It lets bugs in, lets smoke in, and even lets hot air in. If you have a sliding window, it's not a problem. You can just use the old panels. But if you don't, I've created a panel design that's going to allow you to install that air conditioner using one hose or two hose. You just got to cut an extra hole if you have a two hose system. I'll leave a link for the plans in the description, and you can download them and adjust the dimensions so that it fits your window. No matter how big or small your window is, that tab lock system I've designed will work for any type of window. The tab lock system will hold the panel against the window nice and tight, so it's a pretty secure way of installing your air conditioner. If you want it to be even stronger, just install bigger tabs, stronger tabs, or more tabs. You can have 6 of them or 8 of them if you wanted. If you're watching this video, you probably want to stay cool, and I definitely recommend spending $300, $400, even $500 on a good air conditioner. It'll be the best $500 you ever spent. But since I've had mine, heat waves are not a problem, and even one good night's sleep is worth every penny. You can save a lot of money if you use one that has an ultra efficient evaporative system. If you don't want to suck smoke and stuff in, definitely get the 2-hose system. But if you're okay with some smoke and fresh air coming in, get the single hose system. There are benefits to having the single hose system since it's sucking air from outside. So if it's actually cooler outside than it is in your home, then that's helpful. But that's only towards the evening when that becomes beneficial. So it really comes down to whether there's a lot of barbecue and cigarette smoke outside your window that you don't want to pull in. If that's the case, definitely stick with the 2-hose system. If you have that system, you're almost never going to have to empty that tank unless you live in a very humid place. So staying cool and making that panel is very easy. All you got to do is measure out the panel, cut it out. I used the Dremel to cut it out. You can use a jigsaw if you want. One tricky part to the design is that you've got to cut out recesses so that your casement lock strikes can fit. Otherwise, they're going to push your panel away and you're going to have that air gap. So having a good router is going to help you do that. I used my Dremel and it worked perfectly. You've also got to taper your tabs so that it rides up onto your frame and locks it tight. You've also got to put dowels or screws here so that it stops the tab right in the unlocking position. That allows you to unscrew it and keeps it in the unlocking position so that you can pull it away from the window frame. So installing it is super easy. You just put it into your frame, hold it in place, and watch. When you screw in the tab, it locks it into place and tightens it right up. So it pulls it right up against the frame, and now it's nice and tight. It's not moving anywhere. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. It fits perfectly and it's very tight against the frame. So now you know how to install your single or double hose air conditioner into a casement window. These angled windows are a pain, and when you install those tubes, you want it to be nice and secure and permanent. You don't want it to damage the frame either, so that's why this tab lock system is so good. It doesn't damage the frame, holds it there nice and tight, and 4 tabs here is good enough for this window. These sheets of wood can be purchased for $20, and that's up to 4x8. So this can be installed in any window of any size. You can use Plexiglass if you like. Since this window was beside my TV, it made sense to use white melamine board, and it actually helps keep the sun off the TV in the daytime. So I like it. Lets me watch TV and lets me stay cool in the summer. If it was Plexiglass, it would look good in the day if you want to look outside, but when you want to watch TV, there's going to be too much light coming through. Even if you make it foggy, you'll have to lower that Venetian blind over top of it, and the Venetian blinds on top of the tubes make it look really bad. So you can improve this design by using some plastic corrugated cardboard and making a divider in between the cold and the hot. So I've got the hot exhaust going out the top, but it still fills up that entire area with pretty hot air, so I'm getting some recirculation of hot air back into the intake. So you can put a divider there and help push out all the hot air out the top. That divider will also help with any rainwater. If rain spills down on it, it won't go to the bottom and come out into the edge. That divider will help drizzle it off before it gets to the opening. So if you put a good weather gasket on there, it'll be nice and rain tight. And I also recommend painting it all with weatherproof paint or water resistant paint, and that'll just make sure that the rain doesn't get to it. Another way to increase efficiency is to stop this hot pipe from radiating heat into the room. So if you go ahead and touch it, or just stand close to it, it feels like a nice warm heater, right? That's a bad thing if you're trying to cool the room down, obviously. This could be radiating a couple hundred watts of heat into the room, so just feel the heat coming off of that thing. If you have an old white fleece blanket or something, you can take that, make a tube out of it, place that over top of this tube, and that'll keep this insulated and keep the heat from getting into your room. You don't need to cover up the intake, but if you want matching, you'll just cover up both of them, then it'll look better and it'll function better. The side of this is kind of hot, so any hot areas, you can probably put the fleece over top of that, and that'll keep the heat from radiating into your room as well. So if you really want to increase efficiency of your air conditioner, those are 2 things I would recommend doing. I also recommend getting an energy meter, throwing it on your air conditioner, and then you can see how much power it uses. So after running it for 12 hours, you're going to use up 96 cents, and that's at a cost of 8 cents a kilowatt hour. So $2 a day, that's basically $60 a month if you run this thing continuously without having the thermostat kick it off. If you have a 1,300 square foot apartment, you probably want to get 14,000 BTU. But if you have a 600 square foot apartment, 11,000 BTU unit should work. Anything over 1,000 square feet, you probably just get the biggest AC unit you can get. You can spray paint your hoses and intake as well so that it's nice and white, and it will be very discreet from the outside. You should also get a bug screen and put it on the outside. That'll keep little fruit flies and black flies from getting in. They can actually fly in the intake tube and get into your home because the air conditioner is not completely airtight. So just make sure that hot exhaust is coming out the top. And with this installed, we can stay cool all summer. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps.